talk to you today about fish identification. And we're going to be using something called the dichotomous key, which is a kind of a process of elimination, and that we're going to use this to determine what kind of fish we have. So you should have a fish, a poster of a fish on your desk, and we're going to be looking at those. For our Spanish-speaking friends, we also have these fish pictures, and it has the words in Spanish on the back. But before we do that, I want to ask you a question. Why do you think it's important that we identify fish? If we're out fishing, why should you be able to identify the fish? Okay, so if you said maybe because that fish has a certain limit on how many you can catch, or maybe that fish is endangered, those are some reasons that you might need to know what kind of fish you're catching, is because there may be a rule or regulation about that fish, and you need to know about that. So let's go ahead and use the dichotomous key now. And I want to show you the very first question. It says, is the body long and tube shaped? So I want you to look at your fish. I'm going to look at this one. This one looks long and tube shaped to me, but this one looks like 1B on there. This one looks like the body's mostly fat and wide. So you're going to be looking at your fish. The different ones have different shapes. So you're going to look at your fish, and then you're going to answer these questions. So for this one, is the body long and tube shaped? If it is, you're going to go to question 5. And down here, you'll be here where it says, does it have barbels or whiskers on its face? So and then it'll tell you where to go. But if it's is the body mostly flat and wide, if that's the case, then you're going to go to question number 2. And the question number 2 says, are the eyes on the same side of its head? So you're going to look at that and determine, and it'll tell you if they're not, then you're going to go on to question 3. So use this dichotomous key and determine what your fish is. And you should be able to see, and when you're finished, I want you to hang out there for a little bit, and then we're going to have somebody from each table. You can either do it by yourself, have one person do it, or you can have it as a group. You can all come up and do it, but I want you then to talk about your fish at the end. Okay, now that you're finished and you've identified your fish, I want you as groups to be able to talk about those fish. And if you'll look on the back of your fish poster, it tells about each fish. So go over this with your group, and you can do it. One person can come up, or maybe the whole group do it, and talk about your fish so you can tell everybody about what fish you've identified. While you're at the Outdoor Learning Center fishing, there's about 3 different kinds of fish that you might see there. There's the bluegill is one of the fish, and if you look in the water close to the edge, you're going to see some of those bluegill swimming around. You might also see the largemouth bass. So some people have caught those on those fishing days, and you might be one to catch one. And for sure, you're gonna see some channel catfish caught out there. And if you're really lucky, you might even catch the really big Larry the Legend. He's amazing. And if you wanna see how big Larry the Legend is, when you're eating lunch in the pavilion, look up, because there is a replica of Larry the Legend there for you to look at. So, have fun fishing.